Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with the 36th episode of Aether Raid's Offense. This time we are back in light season, and I gotta tell you, I had a pretty good light season. Actually, to be more accurate, the battles I faced this light season were not particularly difficult. In fact, this entire video is basically just going to be me using a Gale Force team to beat things up. And of course, Caeda is the star of the show here. If you like Caeda, then great, that's wonderful, you will enjoy this. If you don't like Caeda, then you should probably be evaluating whether or not you continue watching this channel, because Caeda is my favorite Fire Emblem character of all time. So, let's just go ahead and get right into these battles. So, this is our first map today. It's a pretty basic box setup. There's a lot of overlapping ranges here with Sothis, Bramimon, Claude, and Ishtar, all capable of targeting this spot right here. The map's difficulty really comes from that and from the fact that Aversa can potentially cause issues with positioning. There aren't any real gimmicks or anything. I would say that the map's biggest weakness is these two spaces right here. Notice that only Claude and Ishtar can target these locations, when arguably the biggest threat to a standard range tank is actually Bramimon. Further, since Bramimon has an assist, Sothis will move before him and receive Azura's Refresh, making both of these locations fairly safe places to bait out the enemy. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and send in my Caeda/Gale Force raiding party here. There is a pretty neat little thing I'm going to be able to do to exploit this map's building setup. I'm going to need to... Actually, wait. The first thing I need to do is go back into swap spaces and move air so that she can actually take out buildings starting on turn 1. So I'm going to go ahead and kick things off with that. And then I will have legendary Leif take out the Aether Fountain now, since he has the movement range to do so. And just break all these buildings here except for the tactics room. That is very important. Kind of annoying since now it's going to be affecting Air and Peony, but oh well, what are you going to do? So I'd really love to be able to take out this Amphore here, but to do that I will need the power of both Refreshers, and Azura at this point is just not in position to do that. Let's see, let's at least break this. I can get a Refresh here. And, well, Air can warp now, actually. So if I were to move her... either above or below Caeda. Let's see. No, below. Below, definitely below, so that she doesn't get affected by the tactics room. I can just have Caeda reposition Azura over the mountain. Perfect, perfect. Now I can have legendary Leif break the Aether Amphore. And then, after I've done that, I'll have Azura refresh him and just move him out of harm's way. Over to the right, I think, actually. I'll call that good for this turn. Nobody's in the tactics room range, so that's really nice. And basically what I'm going to do now is get set up to initiate combat by having Caeda over here below Ishtar. Now, since she's a flyer, she'll be able to go onto that mountain and hit her in the face and activate Gale Force. And then I'll be able to break the tactics room, which opens up a whole lot more options as far as being able to move in my units to get Gale Force setups and such. So let's take a look. Azura is taking both chill attack and chill speed. So really, it actually doesn't even matter if she's if she's adjacent to anyone and therefore on the receiving end of the Aversa's Knight penalties, because the only stats that she actually cares about are already penalized by more than the -3 that she'll get from Aversa's Knight, so no big deal there. Then I would really love to get Peony over this way. I think I should just have legendary Leif reposition her over, and then I can move her... Same column as Caeda? Maybe not. I don't want her in range of the tactics room. So let's go ahead and do that, and then put Air here. Air is going to be smiting Azura up after I've broken the tactics room, which allows Azura to go in and take out Sothis. So let's go ahead and get the show on the road. I have confirmed that Caeda is still able to take out Ishtar, which is honestly not really that surprising given her papery defenses. But let's take a look here. Yeah, I'm good to go. So, 2 29s out of Caeda will take the Goddess of Thunder down, and then I can break this tactics room here. Definitely from this space, just in case I need Caeda to do something else. And then I'll have Air bump Azura up. Azura can take down Sothis. And then I'll have Peony provide a refresh to legendary Leif, which is now safe to do that since neither Azura nor Caeda are afflicted by panic anymore. Then Leif can take down Claude, and with Death Smoke he should be able to take down Bramimond. I just need to figure out how I'm going to get him to that space, which is currently blocked off by Azura. So, I can't really move Leif, because then Azura, to refresh him, wouldn't really be able to go to any safe zones. Azura can't take down either Bramimond or enemy Azura on her own. So how am I going to play this? I could break the Bright Shrine. Oh, wait. I could break the Bright Shrine or the Dark Shrine, which would do a whole lot of not very much. Or, actually, what I can just do here is just refresh Caeda. Caeda should be able to take down Azura pretty easily. And then, of course, Leif, thankfully, is able to take down Bramimond. So let's take down Azura here. And I'm not actually sure. The Panic Manor is going to be afflicting Caeda right now, and also a Versus Knight. So yeah, let's take a look. Oh yeah, 232s. It's not going to finish off a Versa quite yet, but it's a pretty easy cleanup now. So let's go ahead and just polish this off. Here we have map number 2. I'm not actually sure what to call this type of setup. It's not scrunched up enough to be considered a box, and it doesn't really cover enough space to be space oppression. It's just kind of a map. The big difficulty points that I see are Brave Ike, who is just notoriously hard to take down, and Tiborn and Leif, who are both exceptionally powerful when initiating. One thing I want to note about the map is that everyone has an assist, and none of them have rallies, so once the AI becomes aggressive, the melee foes will move first. This will likely lead to Sothis receiving Azura's Refresh, which is not nearly as threatening as giving it to someone like Leif or Tiborn. I see a lot of exploits on this map. One good one is right here, where you can either attack Leif with a powerful 2-range offense unit, or leave a strong 2-range tank in his range. Your unit will then be fighting, and hopefully eliminating, both Leif and Azura, which greatly decreases the enemy's mobility, and makes them much easier to predict. Another example is this spot right here. Notice that Yoon's range, and Yoon's range alone, covers this space if the tactics room is broken. That makes it very easy to aggro the AI by breaking it with any ranged unit, and then repositioning that ranged unit out of harm's way with someone that can deal with Yoon. Finally, I would note that a red mixed tank should be able to make pretty short work of this map. All you need to do is park said unit on the defense tile and wait. Because none of the enemies have positioning disruption skills like drag back or lunge, there isn't much they'll be able to do to a sufficiently bulky red. I will caution that you'll need to make sure that your unit can either one-round Tiborn, or that you can keep your other units far away so he doesn't activate Gale Force and go after one of your more vulnerable allies. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and send in my Gale Force raiding party for this map. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to send my legendary Leif to take out the enemy legendary Leif, and what that will do is it will leave him, and only him, in range of the enemy legendary Azura. So that will force her to attack Leif, and obviously, since Leif has Meisterbogen, he's going to completely obliterate her. Separately, I will also have my heir break the tactics room, and then I'll have Caeda reposition heir to safety, which will allow Caeda to take out Yoon on the enemy phase. So let's take a look here. I would really love to get rid of this bolt tower since turn 3 is coming up here. And also, this tactics room is affecting air, which is kind of annoying. But first things first, let's take out the Aether Fountain.
What next?
And then flip air over here. Let's take a look.
Maybe this way.
I can do that. That's fine. It doesn't really help me get to that bolt tower, but that's all right. Let's take a look. What can I do?
The glimmer of life.
I think I'll just take an extra turn to set up. I thought I was going to be able to start on turn 3, but I'm thinking now probably better to just wait until turn 4. So let's see here. Yeah, no worries though. I'm still going to be perfectly fine on time, I think. So break the bolt tower and then get Caeda out of there with a refresh from Peony. And then if I park air just below Caeda, she should be able. She's not affected by the attack stream at this position, so that's fine. And then next turn I'll just have her break it, and then I'll get Leif to attack the enemy legendary Leif after getting refreshed by Azura. So I think I'm ready to get this show on the road. Let's go ahead and just plop the Leif right there and get him refreshed. He should be able to take out the enemy. Yep, 46 is nice. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then I'll have air break the tactics room. Also, let's go ahead and break the panic manner since I can. So air breaks tactics room, seed repositions.
Good morning.
I can give her buffs, sure, why not? And then I'll move air. I'll move air to a position where she's further away from the front lines than maybe strictly necessary, but still in a position to smite any one of Caeda, Peony, or Azura. So that's good, that's good. Alright, Azura should attack Legendary Leif, get completely demolished. And now let's see how the enemies move here. Oh, that was an interesting turn of events. How am I going to run this? Oh, hold on.
Forward.
I have one charge on Yoren's Zeal, so I can take out Tibarn, and then I should also be able to take out Sothis.
Friends, I will
Right,
not
with
abandon
2
you.
hits from Leif. And then what I do is I just reposition Leif out of the way. And now Caeda's on a defense tile. Of course, Brave Ike gets a defense tile, unless I smite Peony up here. Then she can refresh Caeda, and now Ike gets no defense tile. Poor sucker. Oh wow, yeah, that is a very nice trade for her. So let's go ahead and just go through with that.
Let's go.
And Azura should definitely not be moving anywhere near Ike there. So let's take a look here, see how this combat goes. Should be fine, since Caeda has her offenses intact. Okay, she should actually be able to take him down in 2 hits. Let me just confirm that right here. Oh yeah, definitely. So now I can flip Leif over here to get the Aether Amphore and have Caeda finish the job. Perfect, perfect. Alright, finally, here is the third map for this video. It's basically a space suppression setup with a restore trap, so I think now would be a pretty good time to discuss at least the basic points of how the AI uses restore and how you can take advantage of it. I've actually stated these points a few times over the course of my other AR videos, but I don't think I've ever really condensed it into one session. So here we go. The first thing is, if a healer has a choice between using restore and fighting, they will use restore if they can't get a kill. This is in contrast to units with a refresh or rally assist, who will choose to fight if they can deal at least 5 damage. 2, if a healer moves to restore and one of your units is in range as a result, then if the healer gets refreshed, the AI will only become aggressive if the healer attacks. Recall again, point 1 is that the healer will only attack if they can get a kill or if there is nobody else to restore. And finally, 3, if your unit is in the healer's range at the beginning of the enemy phase, and the healer chooses to use Restore, then the AI will become aggressive. So those are really the 3 big points for the Restore AI. One thing you should keep in mind when you see a Restore healer is that if you're applying debuffs to the enemies, the Restore user will likely be consuming most or all of the Refresher's actions, leaving them unable to help the actual fighters advance. You can take advantage of this by either predicting the order of the Restore targets, or simply taking a turn to observe how the healer behaves and adapt your approach accordingly. For this map, you may get some mileage out of making the AI aggressive without breaking any of the structures on either side of the mountain, as that will prevent Eliwood from moving towards you. He will instead opt to provide rallies to the other enemies, which can consume even more valuable refresh power. The only thing that really throws a wrench in the works here is with Bramimond, who can be a real pain to deal with. However, if you happen to have a tank that can take him on, this map should be yours for the taking. Alright, Legendary Leif should be able to hard carry this battle here. Of course, he'll get an assist from Caeda, who will be able to take down Veronica in 1 hit due to the effective damage on the Wing Sword, and also an assist from Air, who will be able to bait out Veronica after she's finished her little restoring spree. I'm thinking that what's going to happen is she's going to go over and use Restore on Eliwood, and then get refreshed by Azura, and at that point she really has no choice but to come down and attack Air, who I'm going to leave at the edge of her range. Although actually, now that I'm looking at the debuff situation, it looks like I applied something to Racin. Must have been Chill Speed, because that couldn't have been anything else. I don't really actually even have anything else.
Let's go.
So, I don't know. We'll have to see how this plays out. Well, if she restores Racin first, and... oh, hey, she does. Nice. So this should go exactly as I planned. Rally from Eliwood, yes. And now Veronica is forced to attack, because she has nothing better to do. And the rest of the enemies should advance. To their doom, since Legendary Leif will be able to take out the main body of enemies up at the top, and Caeda will be able to one-shot Veronica. So let's take a look at some of these matchups. Of course he KOs Yoon, why did I even look? And KOs Eliwood. Oh, hey, he comes really close to taking down Bramimond, considering that he has an attack debuff, but alright. So, Bramimond, have you heard of my good friend Def
Friends,
Smoke?
I will not
He's
abandon you.
very nice, helps me a lot. So Leif can take him down, and then of course Eliwood follows very shortly. Now, of course, Legendary Leif can take a single hit from Azura. I would be incredibly concerned if he couldn't. And this should be a pretty easy cleanup here. The only thing to do is figure out what I'm going to be doing with the Aether structure situation, and I think I can actually get them both. Like, technically, I don't need to. This is actually my last battle of the season. I'm actually going to want to break the Dark Shrine here, then get refreshed and have him move up 3 spaces
Friends, I
and
will
pick
not
off the
abandon
fountain
you.
so he can get the Amphoria on the next turn.
The glimmer.
But basically, I just like to get Aether structures on all my battles as a matter of good practice. I think I've mentioned that a few times, just, I don't know, maybe some of you haven't been around for that. In any case, Caeda will be able to finish the job. Alright, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raid's Offense. I personally had a lot of fun watching Caeda and Legendary Leif run amok. It was quite entertaining. I hope to be able to use that Caeda raiding party a lot more going forward, but we will have to see what the future holds. Speaking of the future, next week is Astra season, when I will be able to use Idun Dragonkin Duo as my bonus unit, so we'll have to see how that plays out. So until then, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.